In this video, we're just going to go over some steps as we're going to do some normal probabilities in some future videos. So I'd like to give students some steps to go through so you kind of know exactly what I'm doing when I go through this as well. So as you can see from previous videos, we like to draw the picture quite a bit. So whenever we're asked to find any probability, we're going to start by graphing the curve and put the mean in our scale on that. So what I mean by that is, like on our previous examples, we put the mean on there and we went out that increment of 8 as our standard deviation. Then we're going to find where the value or values are of interest. So it's like, for example, of finding the 83 and 91 and finding where those are on our picture. Then we're going to figure out which way to shade from that. So if we're shaded to the left, are we shaded to the right, are we shaded between? Then once we have all of our picture drawn, we're going to calculate our z-value using our formula where the z is y minus mu over sigma. Then at that point, we're going to go to our table. For those that purchased the textbook, there is a table in the appendix, Appendix D. Or if you want to prefer, you could use one that I put online in our Canvas page. So we're now going to spend a little bit of time just looking at that table to make sure we feel good about how to read it. So from your home page, there's going to be a tables and formula sheet oval that you can click on. And from there, we're going to click on our Z table. So for this table, you'll always get to have it in front of you for all quizzes, tests. Just make sure you have it handy so that you can see it very easily here. All right, so in this table, the first thing I like about this table is it gives you a little picture at the top. So it tells you the table shows you the area to the left of a z-score. Or what that means is anytime I come to this table, it's reading left of the value that I'm trying to find. It's never going to give me anything else. It's always going to give me what's to the left of that value. That's going to mean if I do want something else, we're going to have to talk about some rules of what I can do when my table only gives me what's to the left. In the table itself, there are two different types of numbers. There is the actual z-value. The z-value is the row and the column that you're going to go to. Notice that z-scores are only going to be having 2 decimal places. The row will tell you what the first decimal place is, and the column will tell you the second decimal place. As we discussed before, z can be both positive and negative. The one side of the z table corresponds to all values of z that are negative. The other side of the table corresponds to z values that are positive. Now the numbers in the middle of the table actually represent some probabilities. One to look at for an easy understanding is if I actually had a z of 0.00, notice that I get a probability of 0.5. What that means, if I'm right at the mean, that's how I get a z of 0, and half of the data is below it. So just a very quick understanding of how to read this table. For many students, it becomes easier as we actually start doing some problems. But again, the row is going to tell you your z as well as your column, whereas the number on the inside represents a probability. In the next video, we'll start using the table to find some probabilities.